Hey, healthy bunnies. I'm pretty excited to be back to YouTube. I have been quite busy. I think I've mentioned on other social media platforms that I started voice acting. So it keeps me pretty busy during the day, and when I do have spare time, I'm usually trying to practice and learn for that. But I posted a smoothie on Instagram a little while ago, and a lot of people mentioned they'd be interested in hearing about my detox that I recently did. And so instead of worrying about lighting and makeup and hair, I decided I'm just going to jump on my iPhone and hurry up and record it so I can get you guys the information and not worry about it being too formal. I'm going to share my top tips and the most important parts of my experience, and then get into the food and how I was feeling. The last time I did a Parasite detox, I didn't really share as much about the food as I would have liked, so this time I did a pretty good job of documenting everything. And I will say this time around, I felt a lot more energetic. The last time around, I felt kind of sicky. The difference is that previously I had a job that was very physical, very intense and physical, and now I don't. So I was able to lock in more rest, and I was able to get up very gently in the morning. So that probably played a role. The other thing is I was super on top of staying hydrated. I sort of in the first few days expected to be tired, so I only did light cardio and yoga. Now, as far as the detox itself, it's a parasite cleanse, and they are very gentle cleansing pills, and they have different herbs like garlic and cranberry extract and walnut extract. It's very similar to the cleanse I did 2 years ago that I shared about, but the difference is it's just a different company. That's really the only difference. The garlic, you can definitely taste the garlic when you go to swallow the pill. And then just like when people take garlic pills, some people get like the garlic burps, and I definitely got those and they were disgusting, but not enough to like not want to do the cleanse. For me, the purpose of the cleanse was to cleanse my body. We do get exposed to parasites every single day through food and environment, and it tends to make me feel sluggish and tired. It slows down my metabolism, it contributes to weight gain, and so I thought, I should do this cleanse. And typically when I do a parasite cleanse, though they don't say that you have to, I typically take dairy and eggs out of my diet for that time. I remove all refined sugar. I definitely did that this time. And I also reduced my sodium intake dramatically. So I stick to the salt-free seasonings and low sodium products. And I try not to eat out, because then you can get a lot of sodium in your food just from the preservatives that are in them. So it was a 10-day cleanse. There were 2 pills I had to take 3 times a day with meals. So I typically eat about 4 to 5 meals a day. So the first meal of the day and lunch, and then like towards the end of the day, I took my pills. And no problem with that. They are just like the gel, they are just the tablets with like powder inside. And sorry, not tablets, capsules with powder inside. I stocked my fridge up with fresh fruits and veggies. I also stocked up the freezer with veggies and fruit that I was planning to put into smoothies. The first time I did a parasite detox, I was so nauseous, and I really didn't have much of an appetite, and so I was kind of anticipating that would happen this time around. It did a little bit. My normal feeling is that I'm like super hungry all the time. It may partly be habit hunger, but just I work out a lot, and so typically I just feel like I'm grazing throughout the day. When I started the cleanse, I really could only eat 3 to 4 meals a day instead of 5 or 6 like I normally eat. So if you do a cleanse, just expect that it will affect your appetite in some way, because it probably will. For me, I prefer, like I said, to just do completely vegan. I've also done ones where I was completely raw, but it's just too much fiber for me. So while I did have a lot of raw food, a lot of salads and smoothies and different things, I also had some cooked food as well, which you'll see. As far as the effects on my body, I maybe lost 2 to 3 pounds, but now that I've been off the cleanse for about a month, I do feel like my metabolism has sped up, and I have a couple maybe other goals for myself, for my body, and trimming fat and slimming down a little bit. And I feel like having done that cleanse, it makes it easier to go towards that. Because I know when your body is sort of in this toxic state, it's just so sluggish. So first of all, you're not motivated to work out because you're so tired. You don't get as good of sleep, just different things. So now I feel like when I lie down to sleep, I definitely sleep through the night and get good rest. Also during the cleanse, I increased my water intake. I know people are really big on gallon a day. My typical intake is 80 to 100 ounces a day, so I increased just about, maybe 20 ounces. So I was getting a gallon some days, especially once I started ramping up my workouts and going back to my typical difficult workouts. I would say about the sixth or seventh day, I was bored. I was feeling like, okay, I'm over this cleanse. I want to eat normal food. I want to go out. People are asking me to do stuff. I'm going to celebrations and I can't eat. But I stuck to it. And like for my grandmother's birthday, we did like this like taco night, and I brought like lentils to saute in the skillet, and I did not have cheese, and I added a lot of herbs and spices, and just like stuck to it. Didn't eat dessert. I definitely feel like refined sugar changes your body's alkalinity. I mean, a lot of people know that. You can research it. So forcing myself to not have any refined sugar was good. It helped me to be disciplined because I definitely have a sweet tooth. I think it helped me stay focused, not intaking a lot of sugar, because I definitely know that too much sugar can do a lot of things for your cognitive ability. So I think that was really good, and it just helped me to start like at a good baseline. When I ended the cleanse, having so little sugar and having so little salt, I didn't really require a lot of sugar, like when making a cereal or something like that. I started learning different things during the cleanse, different ways to get sweetener without using refined sugar. So I would also say it made me really creative, because I think sometimes adding white sugar or brown sugar is kind of like the lazy, easy option. So when you're making oatmeal, it's like, oh, brown sugar oatmeal, that's still healthy, right? It's oatmeal, but like it's so much sugar. So instead, using date paste or date sugar or mashed bananas, like I made some cereal with some quinoa cereal with mashed bananas, no other sweetener, and it was amazing. It was incredible, and I was like, wow, why haven't I made it like this before? Why was I ever using sugar or honey? And it's not to say that like natural sugar doesn't have an effect on your body. It does, but your body knows what to do with natural sugar. It does not know what to do with processed sugar. The other thing I did is I decreased my intake of any processed foods. So I tried to just stick with like the sprouted grain bread if I had it at all. When I had pasta, I would mix it with spiralized noodles, and I would look for sprouted grain pasta. So during the detox, I was struggling with allergies, and that is a much bigger deal now that I'm doing voiceover, because it really affects the quality of my voice and my ability to really be able to speak for long periods of time. But I didn't want to take medicine while doing a cleanse. It just kind of didn't make sense to me. So I did an ACV shot. And if you don't know what ACV is, it's apple cider vinegar. And with that, I had a little bit of filtered water just to dilute it, because it can be kind of strong, and then some local bee pollen honey. And I think some days I did ginger, some days not, but I have a really small, like 8-ounce mason jar, and I would make enough to take 3 shots per day. So I'd make it in the morning, take a shot, and then put the rest in the fridge. And I'm now back on Zyrtec, and let me tell you, the ACV shots were better. I'm actually just going to go back to doing that, because for me with Zyrtec, I mean, it definitely helps, but I still feel like this itching, like in my inner ear, and like kind of like nose, throat, everything just kind of feels itchy. With the ACV, after probably 4 or 5 shots, so probably into like the second day, I was definitely feeling a lot better. Today is my first day of the cleanse and also my first meal. I have some mini wheats. They have 0 sugar added, so I've got about a half a banana, some diced prunes, and hemp seeds. I'm going to be using cashew milk, also unsweetened. We'll see how I do, because usually when I do cleanses, it really affects my appetite. And the last time around, I was not able to have any dairy or eggs. As you know, I'm vegetarian. So I'm planning for just more like a high carb, low fat type diet during this time. So I've got bananas, plantains, sweet potatoes, avocados, bell peppers, lots of greens. So I'll probably just make like smoothies, salads, and nourish bowls. But yes, this is my first meal of the morning. It's a late morning. It's like 10 o'clock. I usually eat when I wake up, but I've been up for like 3 hours. Bad Fifi. Making my favorite thing ever for dessert, snack, breakfast, whatever, is roasted sweet potatoes with cinnamon and cayenne and a little bit of Himalayan sea salt. These sweet potatoes are pretty sweet on their own. They don't need anything else, but when I have them, I love adding Granny Smith apples.
So I roast those for about 45 minutes at 450 degrees with no oil. So I did end up adding some Granny Smith apples that were peeled, and what a treat these were. So good. So the next meal is lunch with chuka soba noodles.
I kept it pretty simple. Cucumbers, red cabbage, cilantro, green onions, pan-seared tofu with a little bit of sauce. For the noodles, I tossed them with organic vinegar. I don't know why I said organic, I'm being extra. Minced ginger, liquid aminos, and garlic. I have lime and I thought about adding it. I don't know, I'll think about it, but this is my salad. And you know what would be really good with this? Avocado. So I'm going to be taking another 2 of my detox pills and enjoying this lovely meal. This is like my lunch number 2, and I'm just basically right on schedule for how I normally eat. For dinner, I have a wheat lavash wrap with massaged kale, basil, tomatoes, shallots, avocado, and olives. I sprinkled on a little oregano and Himalayan sea salt.
Ginger kombucha is a favorite of mine. I drink this here and there when I'm not drinking water. Great for digestion. This beautiful smoothie was supposed to taste like strawberry cheesecake. Not sure it did, but it did have like a strawberry vanilla type taste. And then the topping was strawberry and dragon fruit with hemp seeds on top. Kind of just looks like a failed unicorn frappuccino.
So this morning I got some potatoes, chickpeas, and pea protein from Beyond Meat. It's some beef crumbles. And then some wilted baby greens. It's kale, spinach, and chard. And then a little bit of pan-seared plantains. Another day, another lavash wrap. This is pureed chickpeas, so kind of hummus, but I don't have tahini in it because I'm allergic. And then there's shallots, basil, artichokes, and olives. And then I also sprinkled some Himalayan sea salt on top and oregano. I'm gonna finish up with some kale and wrap it up.
So this is one of my favorite smoothies because of the simplicity of it. It's really just frozen bananas, cashew milk, and pumpkin spice. And then sometimes I add a little few pinches of Himalayan sea salt to bring out the flavor. I have a sensitive stomach, so the less ingredients, the better. Now I'm having Monsieur Watt, and this is one of my favorite ways to have lentils. Once I learned how to make this red lentils dish, I pretty much stopped making it any other way. It has lots of anti-inflammatory spices. Only thing is I don't know how to make injera, so I just added some avocado on top, and I might have had it with pita chips or maybe some sourdough bread. Here's a smoothie that my friend Coach P. Care, the blogger, has made, and I'm just so obsessed with it. I actually had it after a long hike, and it's frozen bananas, frozen pineapples, aloe vera juice, ginger, and turmeric. And then I jazzed it up a little bit and added lemon essence and cashew milk just to make it creamier. If you're not making smoothies with frozen bananas, like honestly, what are you doing with life? So, so good. And I pretty much have this a couple times a week now.
So now I'm having quinoa with miso broth and sauteed shallots, and then a stir fry with green beans, tofu, butternut squash, basil, and then a Korean barbecue sauce. Kind of random. Here's a medjool date stuffed with raw cashew butter and ground cinnamon. It's like candy. This is cooked quinoa cereal with mashed bananas and dates. So no artificial sweetener. And then just a little few pinches of coarse sea salt just to bring out the flavor. So I think doing a cleanse kind of helps you to reset and start being a little bit more practical about how you eat and what you choose. So that's pretty much it for my detox. I hope I gave you some good insight on how the detox went. Leave your comments and questions below. I'd love to hear them. And then also let me know if you have ideas for future videos and things you'd like me to share here as well as on the blog. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.